Hey folks, it's me, your friend, Necro, and I'm doing another vlog just like this. Damn, B. I know I said I was going to do a vlog speaking about Occupy Wall Street and everything, but something kind of happened the other day, like 2 days ago. NYPD came down and pretty much moved everybody from the whole from Zuccotti Park, I think it's called, or something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much where it is. They removed all the protesters from Wall Street, so pretty much there's no more protesters over there. They arrested them all. So hopefully they actually do come back, so it gives me a chance to actually go down there and speak to them. But this vlog is actually about something very much different. This vlog is actually about two different subjects, one of which I think I've spoken about before in one of my other vlogs, and the other one is just too damn silly to really talk about. But I'm sorry, I caught wind of the story today, earlier this morning. I've actually been awake since... Well, actually I took a nap this morning, but because I kind of technically broke night because I overslept, and my sleep schedule was a little messed up. So, but basically, one of the things I want to talk about is bullying, and the other one I want to talk about is PETA. Yeah, PETA, those people. The first I'm going to speak about is the bullying. Apparently, there was a story that just came out about a 10-year-old girl who committed suicide because of the bullying that was going on in her school. Now, the weird thing about it is she was a cheerleader. She had just become a cheerleader, and the moment that she became a cheerleader and they gave her like this little haircut, they gave her a little bob haircut, all the girls that were in her school decided they wanted to start messing with her. They wanted to start teasing her and everything. And honestly, I think it's kind of silly that they did that, but then again, kids are very harsh and they like to pick on things that are different. You know, I can't tell you the countless times that I've had to hear, like, you know, little taunts from teenagers and stuff like that because of the fact that, well, one, I'm overweight, and number two, I'm short, and number three, I have like piercings and tattoos and stuff. So of course, it's a little, you know, little odd. That, and I speak very much, I speak differently. I speak very differently from how most of the people in my area. So, but I'm gonna pretty much skim the story so that you guys can see. I'm using my glasses. I don't really need them. Basically, the little girl's name is Ashlyn Connor, and she committed suicide on Tuesday after she made a complaint to her mom about the girls in her school making fun of her. Now, you know, it's kind of weird because the girl was a cheerleader, so you'd figure she'd be one of the popular kids. But the thing is, kids are harsh, and the thing that has to be done is parents have to really teach their kids how to go with the flow. You know, teach their kids that sometimes being nice doesn't always work. I'm not saying to go out there and start fights or anything like that, but, you know, defend yourself. Don't be a victim, you know? You gotta be there and be yourself and not be afraid to be yourself, because if you are and you don't confront your bullies, well, you might as well just... Oh, here we go. Yeah, my computer's kind of weird. If you don't go and confront your bullies, you're gonna wind up with a major headache, a major headache. And the reason why you're gonna wind up with a major headache is because of the fact that bullies feed on fear and they feed on despair. And typically, a bully is just somebody else who's trying to show people that they're not afraid of anything. You know, that they're one of the guys and stuff like that. And unfortunately, it sucks because somebody has to be someone's scapegoat, but it happens, you know. And I have to say, when I was younger, I was the target of a couple of bullies in my time, but I stood up for myself. You know, I stood up for myself because as big as I was, you know, and I wasn't big, like tall big or anything. I was big because, well, like I said, I'm overweight, you know. I was always heavy set. Someone had to stand up for me, and there was nobody that was going to stand up for me but me. When I was in school, you know, when I was in school, there was no one that was going to stand up for me. It was just me. So if I didn't stand up for me, who else would? You know, there was a time where I was hanging out with a group of friends, and now, obviously, you people know about my musical choices. I'm into both hip hop and rock. I'm into techno. I'm into all types of music and everything. And I was hanging out with a group of rockers, and we were over at my friend's project. So he lives not too far. Well, he used to live not too far from here. He lived over in the Jackson projects, Jackson houses, and pretty much, yeah. I know this is probably making this thing a little loud. Oh, that doesn't really matter. It just made my made less noise go to the mic. Okay. Anyway, I was walking with a group of my friends, including my friend. We were going over to his building. We were walking some of them to the train station, and there was this big group of Crips, and they were Crips because that was a Crip neighborhood. And there was only maybe 9 of us. And there was about 40 Crips. So, being that everyone else, when we were walking by them, decided to hang their heads as they were calling the entire group pussies and saying we weren't shit and saying they'd fuck us up and all that other stuff. All my other friends decided they wanted to hang their heads like this. I said, you know what? I'm not going to show any kind of fear. I'm not going to let them win, because hanging my head and everything, showing them that I'm not afraid, makes them think twice about messing with me. So I just kept my head up and I just looked at them. And I gave them a dirty look. And I chuckled. Because I was just like, how stupid is this? Like, just because we're different, you guys are going to pick on us? Just because we listen to a different style of music or anything, you know, and dress differently and have pretty much make ourselves up in a different kind of way, you're gonna go and pick on us? Because what's the point? You know, there's really no reason to go on and pick on somebody because they're different. There really isn't. There's no real reason to do that. It's stupid. It's pointless. And honestly, it got to a point where we had to speak to these people, and you know, I actually got a chance to talk to one of them. And after speaking to them, the bullying stopped. A little bit. Not much, but a little bit. You know, and that was because when I was younger, my mom and my pop, when he was still in the picture, he pretty much told me, he was like, listen, well, they pretty much told me, they were like, listen, you can't be afraid to get into a fight with somebody. You can't be afraid to defend yourself. You've got to defend yourself. We can't always be there to protect you. And my mother told me the one thing that made me smile, made me chuckle, but because it was kind of silly, but it made perfect sense. And it was, I would be proud if I went to school, and if I went to your school to go pick you up because you got into a fight, rather than go pick you up because you got beat up. It's true. So I did what any guy would do, and I stood up for myself. And honestly, those guys didn't pick on us anymore. Some of them even became some of our friends. So, you know. And that kind of goes into the whole thing with PETA, which is probably going to make you guys laugh, because PETA is now trying to pick on a cultural icon that is known worldwide, that is actually welcomed in everyone's home. He's such an inspiration for some that it's actually amazing how popular he became from his humble beginnings in Brooklyn, when he used to fix pipes and fix water mains and stuff. He went on to worldwide success and became a cultural icon. He's a part of pop culture. And of course, if you haven't figured out who I'm talking about Mario from the Mario Brothers. Yes, PETA is actually trying to have a boycott against Mario from the Mario Brothers. The reason for it, because in the new Mario game that's coming out, Mario is donning the Tanuki suit, which everyone thought was a raccoon suit back in the Mario 3 days. But everybody knows it. With that game, it was the leaf that gave you the raccoon ears and tail, and you got the little Tanuki suit, the little Tanuki icon that gave you the Tanuki suit, which gave you the same abilities as the raccoon, but you just glided instead of flew. Yeah, so apparently PETA is trying to say that the Tanuki suit that Mario wears promotes violence against the animal. It actually sends out a message to children saying that it's okay to kill this animal for its fur. And they've even gone so far as to make their own mock Mario game called Super Tanuki Skin 2D. Yes, you can find it on the PETA game section. Now, apparently you chase after Mario, who's flying in a bleeding Tanuki skin. He's flying in the air, and you're a skinned Tanuki trying to get your skin back. The game's actually quite fun. They took the Mario World and they warped it, because they took Mario World from the Super Mario World game, the first one from Super Nintendo. And, you have the little mountains with the ears and everything. I guess they're supposed to be Tanukis, and everything's covered in blood, and, it looks like a giant doomsday thing. It looks really nice. So, pretty much, what they did was they went and they made this game, and they put it out on their website, and they're pretty much going and promoting this game on their site as a way to make fun, poke fun over at... Sorry, my niece was in the room. She was trying to start a mess over there. Anyway, but they were going and they were trying to promote this game to to make fun, to poke fun at the fact that Mario was rocking the Tanuki suit. Now, I can applaud PETA for a couple of their causes. Like, nobody, there's really no reason to abuse an animal. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say we shouldn't eat animals, because, well, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm a carnivore, a proud carnivore. I like my hamburgers, and I like my hot dogs, and, I like my veal and everything, But I do admit that testing on animals when it comes to makeup and makeup and medicine is kind of wrong, because, the animals aren't going to really use the makeup and medicine. Well, they might use. As far as beating animals to death just for their skin, I mean, you're killing off animal species left and right. It's not really right. So, we have means to make synthetic fur, so there's really no reason to kill an animal for its pelt. That I can agree with. And honestly, hunting just for sport, I mean, I can see why people would do it, but at the same time, it's like there's no real reason behind it, because all you're doing is actually helping to end a species. For me, I think with those causes, PETA's doing the right thing. But with the video game thing, come on, people. That suit has been around since the 1980s. What's the point of really, flipping out on Nintendo and Mario because he's wearing a suit that represents an animal? That doesn't necessarily mean that he killed the animal. I mean, hell, he doesn't kill the animal to get the skin. He touches a freaking leaf in a video game and he gets the freaking skin and the ability to glide and to fly. So what's the point of protesting it? Why? Because you feel that it's promoting this? No, it's not. And I guarantee you, if you speak to anyone from Nintendo, they'll say the same exact thing. It was never meant to promote any of that. It doesn't promote any of that, and you guys are stupid. Honestly, folks. I mean, it's about common sense, and apparently PETA lacks that. So, with that being said, I'm going to leave it at this. PETA, most of your causes, very notable, very, very honorable. Defending animals that cannot defend themselves, very good causes. I can agree with that. I can understand that. But at the same time, don't attack things that really makes no sense to attack them for. You know, like, it really makes no sense in attacking. Like, video games. You know? Like, things like that. Things of that nature. What are you going to attack next? Literature? What are you going to attack next? Cartoons? Are you going to attack the? Are you going to protest Cartoon Network for putting out Thundercats because it promotes violence against pussies? Come on now, you know. Let's be for real. It's fucking stupid, you know. Are you going to attack? Are you going to protest Regular Show because it promotes the enslavement of creatures on this planet? I mean, it's rather silly. It's very silly. So, with that being said, PETA, honestly, you guys, I know a few people are probably going to watch this video, and I know I'm going to get the weight jokes. Oh, you're fat. Oh, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. You sound like you're illiterate. You sound like you don't know what you're talking about. People, if I didn't know what I was talking about, then I wouldn't speak about it. Honestly. So, with that being said, that is the end of this vlog for now. I am hoping that I can find some way to actually go through with the Occupy Wall Street vlog that I wanted to record. But if I can't, it's all good, because eventually something else will come that will be worth the conversation. That will be worthwhile subject matter. So until that time, I am Necro Black, the F66 party animal, the beastly one, and VF's favorite luchador, and I'm out. Peace.